This class is useful for third sem diploma electrical students, and the subject is electrical engineering material. Today we will discuss about formaldehyde resins. This chapter was about your insulating material. So we will today discuss about the formaldehyde resins. Phenol formaldehyde. This resin is produced by properly controlled polymerization, which is of a phenolic compound, and formaldehyde is in presence of alkaline catalyst like ammonia or some ammonium compound. Formaldehyde is normally added with some filler to obtain the required property. So, so, so in regular practice, what happens is we normally add phenol formaldehyde. The property without filler and with different fillers are as in the table shown. So the properties are as in the table. The specific gravity without no filler, with wood filler or floor, asbestos, mica and glass is as in your table. So here the specific gravity with no filler is 1.28. Similarly, wood floor is 1.2 to 1.5. With asbestos it is 1.5 to 2.0. With mica it is 1.5 to 2.0, and 107 for glass. Similarly, for tensile strength, which is in kg per centimeter square, is as in your table. Similarly, students, the strength which is in kg per centimeter square, water absorption in percentage, dielectric constant, resistivity which is usually at 60 degree is taken, power factor also at 60 Hz is given, dielectric strength in kV per mm is given. So these are the values at a different frequency, and the dielectric strength accordingly is given in the table. Now the application of formaldehyde we will discuss now. So the application of phenol formaldehyde resins are they are used in solid and liquid form for different application. So they can be either solid or it can be also in liquid forms, which they can be used as your phenol formaldehyde resins. Industrial moldings constitute the biggest use of these resins. So it is used majorly in the industry sectors. So what are they use and how they use, let us discuss now. The molding operation in this case involves application of high pressure like 230 to 250 kg per centimeter square, and temperatures ranging from 150 degree centigrade to 190 degree centigrade. So the temperature range is from 152 to 190, and the pressure is from 230 to 250 kg per centimeter square. In liquid form, these resin formulations are used as adhesive insulation layers in many applications. Urea formaldehyde resins. Now we will discuss about urea formaldehyde resin. Controlled polymerization of formaldehyde and urea in a slightly acidic medium produces this resin. So this resin is produced by controlled polymerization of formaldehyde and urea in a slight acidic medium. So the medium has to be in a very slight acidic medium. So then only this urea formaldehyde resin will be prepared. This resin is characterized by relative density of 1.5. Normal mechanical properties, good electrical properties, especially high resistance to crackling, that is cracking due to prolonged heating. So students, there are some materials which after going a variation in temperature or heating, they show a crackling effect. What is this crackling effect? It is the effect of we can say cracking, right? The substance will undergo cracks, can be called as crackling effect. So it is due to the temperatures only. They are colorless resins. but can be given all types of color by proper filler addition. So we can make them colored as per our will, and these are colorless, so we can make them colored according to our requirements. Application of urea formaldehyde. So we will now discuss about its areas of application. These resins are used as moldings, adhesives and surface coating. Melamine resins. So in melamine resin, these are characterized by good electrical property, especially excellent to electrical tracking. They are easier to mold than other resins of this class and possess good mechanical strength. So this mechanical strength of this kind of resin is very high. That is your melamine resin. They are having a good mechanical strength. They have good adherence property to most of the substance. So they have the ability to join with different elements. This makes them a very popular element amongst the insulating materials. Application of melamine resins. So what are the application of this melamine resins? Let us now discuss. Filler are generally used with these resins, which are wood floor, cloth, glass, mica, metallic oxides, fibers, etc. They exhibit good heat and chemical resistance. Now, polyester resins. They are made from polyhydric compounds and a polybasic carboxylic acid. They are characterized by good electrical property and by good resistance to heat and to mechanical impact. So students, this polymer resin exhibit a good resistance to heat and to mechanical impact also. And besides that, they also have good electrical properties too. The disadvantage with this resin is that they decompose when they come in contact with moisture. So the moisture is the only enemy to this kind of this kind of material. If moisture is attacked by this kind of material, then it will be decomposed and the thing or this insulating material will be damaged. So what are the areas of application of this polyester resin? They are used as insulating coating and varnishes, insulating laminates as molding, and for making different insulating components. So for making different insulating components also, these polyester resins are used. Now epoxy resins. These resin are products of alkali condensation of epichlorohydrin and polyhydric compounds. Engineering applications of these resins require them to be hard, which is accomplished by the application of hardness. So hardness used are certain organic acids of anhydrides and aromatic and aliphatic amines. So property of hardened epoxy resins are as in the table. So what are the properties? Let us have a look. So specific gravity, tensile strength in kg per centimeter square, compressive strength which is in kg per centimeter square, heat distortion temperature in degree centigrade, water absorption, dielectric constant at 60 Hz, dielectric strength at at your kilovolt per mm, volume resistivity and power factor, and its value are correspondingly written or is shown in the table. So epoxy resins are characterized by good mechanical strength. So these materials also possess good mechanical strength, less shrinkage, excellent dimensional ability after casting. So after casting also they possess very good dimensional properties. That means their dimensions do not change after castings also. Good solvent and chemically resistance good adhesion to metals, etc. So they are having good chemical properties also. Chemically, they are also resistant also, and having good adhesion to metals also. So this is quite useful in the field of electrical engineering. Now, application of epoxy resins. Epoxy resins are employed in manufacture of laminated insulating boards. So, where laminated insulating boards are manufactured, these epoxy resins are used. It is having excellent dimensional stability, which prevents crack formation in the castings. Glass, mica, epoxy resins used in high voltage machines utilizes this property. Epoxy are also used in insulating varnishes. Now we will discuss about epoxy cable joints. MCL epoxy cable joints and terminations have been developed to meet the ever rising performance requirement of cable joining insulation. These are absolutely airtight, impervious to any ingress of moisture. So the moisture entry is totally not allowed, you can say. It has been completely, uh, you can say, in other words, it is totally sealed so that moisture cannot enter. So that is ingress of moisture and give long trouble free service. So this kind of joints, or you can say materials, are very reliable also, because they are having a very long trouble free services. The technique of making MSIL joint is very simple. It does away with bulky cast iron box, lead sleeve, hot uh, poured compound, messy oiled paper, oil tapes, mixing vessels, thermometers, and heating equipment. Instead, in electric insulation, imperviousness to air moisture and mechanical strength of the joint are provided. By simply mixing and pouring of the epoxy resin and hardener into the plastic mold which encloses the joint. So by this process the joint is made. How? So the mechanical strength of the joint are provided by simply mixing and pouring of the epoxy resin and hardener into a plastic mold which encloses the joint. An exothermic chemical reaction between the resin and hardener results in a solid compound having excellent electrical and mechanical properties. A very strong adherence to organic and inorganic materials. No heating of the mixed compound is required. So the heating compound is not required to be heated. Now, silicon resins. Silicon resins are organic compounds of silicon and are produced by a complicated process of hydrolysis and condensation of chlorosilanes. The catalyst and normally the catalyst used is normally zinc octoate. So the name of the catalyst you should remember. This is your zinc octoate, right? So this is used as a catalyst. Fillers used are minerals like cotton, paper, asbestos, grass, grass fibers, mica, etc. And the properties are as in the table. So here also you will find specific gravity, tensile strength in kg per centimeter square, compressive strength in kg per centimeter square, water absorption in percentage, heat distortion temperature in degree centigrade, dielectric constant at 60 Hz, uh, dielectric strength in kV per mm, maximum temperature of use in degree centigrade. So the corresponding values is in the screen. Silicon resins are outstanding in their heat resistance and resistance to ozone. So silicon resins are having the property to resist heat as well as the ozone also. They possess good electrical insulation properties. So they are having good insulation properties. Continuous temperatures of operation as high as 180 degrees centigrade have been safely tried. So the temperatures about 180 degree has been successfully tried, and it can tolerate the values also. As compared to the mineral oils, silicon liquid exhibit little change in viscosity with change in temperature. They are good water repellent, chemically inert, and resistant to weathering effects. So, however, these liquids are attacked by aromatic solvents and mineral insulating oils. The application of the silicon resins are as cooling and impregnating liquids for capacitor and transistor transformers, as varnishes and as moldings for temperature applications. They are also utilized as additives with rubber to make silicon rubber. Silicon rubber have improved abrasion resistance and high temperature operating temperature. Polyurethane resins. Now, this when diisocyanate and organic amines or phenols react, polyurethane resins are formed. They are characterized by good electrical properties, low temperature, low moisture absorption, strong tendency of crystallize, and degradation to 200 degree to 220 degree centigrade. Now, application of these resins are they are used as enamels for wires, as varnish, as impregnants for insulating structures, and as moldings for insulating components. Laminates and adhesives. So, these enamels and varnishes, the various insulating materials we have discussed so far, are characterized by certain good properties and some undesirable property. Like, so every material cannot have only good properties, so along with its property there are some disadvantages also. So we have discussed till now about the advantages and disadvantages of some of the insulating materials. Now, paper insulation possesses good electric properties, but it is hygroscopic. Mica possesses excellent electrical and thermal properties, but is less flexibility, causing limited application as such. So, attempts had been made to eliminate an undesired property of an otherwise good insulating material, which has given rise to an improved new class insulation laminates. Like laminated mica, laminated glass, laminated paper, etc., the secondary insulating materials which help to improve the property, the base material, are called adhesives. Laminates and adhesives. Now, laminates we will discuss first. When multiple thin layer of sheets, laminates of insulating material like that of paper, cloth, mica, glass, etc., are bonded together by a suitable binder or some certain specific insulation application, the composition is called laminate. These laminate are made in the form of insulated boards, tubes, rods, and specially molded shapes depends on the type of application. So, depending upon the type of the application, this has been molded. The binding material between laminates is called adhesives. So, the material which is used to make them in a bond is called as adhesive. Adhesive are special materials and shall be discussed separately. So, now let us discuss about the laminates only. The production of short laminates involves impregnating and drying of fibrous base material, that is paper, cloth, glass, or asbestos, stacking individual sheets one over the other and then pressing at a presser. So, by stacking the individual sheet one over the another and then applying a pressure is the process of producing this laminates. Main property of cellulose, asbestos, and glass reinforced laminates with binders as phenolic resins, and it is given as in the table. So now the application of laminate, students. So where are these laminates used? Paper reinforced laminate can be used of thickness ranging from 0.2 mm to 50 mm. So its range is very wide. So you can clearly understand from 0 to, or your point to 0.2 mm to 50 mm is a very you can say wide gap. We can make the laminates. They are normally used in application involving power frequency and voltages up to 1.0 kilovolt. They find their use in transformer, printed circuits, etc. Asbestos reinforced laminates have lower electrical characteristics than paper reinforced laminates. They are used for high temperature installation and can withstand continuous temperatures about 190 degree centigrade. Now, glass and reinforced laminates normally make use of phenol formaldehyde as impregnate and adhesives. They belong to class H type of material. They are heat resistant, which are quite high and are hygroscopic. These laminates find their use in printed circuits used in high frequency work. Now we will discuss about adhesives. Adhesives are binders in a class of material. Composition required to carry out bonding between two or more solid surface in order to prevent independent motion of the binding surface. In the field of electrical insulation, adhesives are used for making laminates. Now the property of laminates bonded by phenolic resins is shown in the table. So the property for paper, asbestos and glass cloth is given. So the density, tensile strength, compressive strength, water absorption, maximum temperature of use, dielectric constant, volume relative resistivity is as in the screen. The density of paper is about from 1.33 to 1.35, and same the density for asbestos is from 1.7 to 1.8. So its range is from 1.7 to 1.8. Similarly for glass cloth it is 1.4 to 1.65. So the other particulars also you can check from the table. Adhesives are widely widened uh, in the field of application of cotton, asbestos and mica. Before the advent of proper adhesives, the excellent thermal and electrical property of mica could not be explained properly. Because of mica as such does not possess sufficient flexibility and strength which is normally required in various applications. So did this happen in case of asbestos too? Natural adhesives used in earlier days were shellac, asphalt, natural gums, etc. However, development of polymer resins replaced these adhesives except in some of the rare cases. Basic materials used as adhesives are as follows: natural shellac, resin, asphalt, gum, starch. This can be used for adherents like wood, glass, paper, etc. Thermoplastics, cellulosic, acrylic, vinyl, amides, etc. Adherents for which this adhesive used are leather, paper, cloth, glass, plastics, metallic rubbers and wood. Thermosettings, phenol formaldehyde, melamine, formaldehyde, urea, formaldehyde, polyesters, epoxy resins, vinyl, phenolics, and silicons. These are used as the adherents like wood, cloth paper, metal, rubber, natural your rubber, plastic, fabrics, and textiles. Rubber, natural, butyl, chloroprene, etc. Commonly applied adherents are paper, cloth, rubber, plastic, metals, wood, etc. Now, in inorganic, sodium silicate, Portland cement, plaster of Paris, glass, etc. are commonly applied adherents are cellulose products and ceramics. So, the above described base materials are dissolved in solvents to form adhesives. A few of the examples of suitable solvents are cellulose nitrate makes use of ester and ketones. Vinyl acetate uses esters, ketones, and water. Phenol formaldehyde uses alcohols, water, and ketones. Natural rubber uses petroleum, hydrocarbons, aromatic hydrocarbons, and water. Now, the application of adhesive. So, here the adhesives are used in the manufacturing of laminated structures in the applications like insulated boards, coil winding cylinders, rods, tubes, and and special shaped insulator. So these are the application of adhesives. Now we will discuss about enamels. Enamel is fusible insulated coating of normally organic base material which is generally applied on conducting surface. Enamel finds extensive use in coating wire used for the winding of low rated motors, transformers, various types of instrument, etc. The maximum thickness of enameling coating is of the order of 0.05 mm. Such thin coatings of wire give excellent space factor. A good enamel is that which shows good insulating properties over a wide operating temperature range. Polytetrafluoroethylene resin enamel has shown stability at temperature at as high as 180 degree centigrade to 200 degree centigrade. A few of the main enamels are their properties described are as follows. So their properties are oleoresin enamel, natural resins, and drying oils constitute this uh, and its use is very restricted. Polyamide resin enamels. These are tough, resistant to solvent, non-resistant to humid atmosphere, and are easily solderable. Polyvinyl formal resin enamel. They are tough, abrasion resistant. Acrylic resin enamel. Resistant to most of the industrial solvents. Maximum temperature of operation is in between 105 degree centigrade to 130 degree centigrade. They possess good abrasion temperature resistance and flexibility. However, these enamels are susceptible to humid atmospheres. Polytetrafluoroethylene resin enamels. This enamel exhibits highest temperature stability, which is about 200 degree centigrade. They are difficult to apply. So the application of enamels. Enamel finds extensive use in coating wires used for the winding of low rated motors, transformers, various types of instrument, etc. The maximum thickness of enamel coating is of the order of 0.05 mm. Such thin coating of wire gives excellent space factor. So students, we will discuss varnices in our next class, and the other insulating materials also in the upcoming class. Thank you, students.